let's start off with the very basics. Let's just say that somebody wants to walk into a property. What would be the best way for them to estimate some of the repairs on that property and know whether it's just paint, carpet? The things that I thought about in our last question was things to watch out for would potentially be like, okay, if the property has a code violation, that means that you're going to have the city involved, meaning that the city is going to be extremely involved, and that
it can be, absolutely,
and that your repair estimate might cost a little extra. One of the things too is foundation issues. Sometimes those don't appear that obvious, but essentially if a property has foundation issues, that's going to increase the budget. Things like retaining walls as well too, things that hold like a mountain or something like that. Those are things that maybe when looking at it, you aren't really factoring it in, but things that could add up. The other thing is if it's on a busy street, essentially that might take a little bit of a hit in terms of price. So let's walk us through a home. Let's say that we walk in a home, like what does your average home typically cost to renovate? Let's say it's a 1,200 square foot. Does it vary by area?
It does. It varies by state, right? We have students in different parts of America, right? We focus in California right now, but we do have students in different parts. So let me break it down because it's a really great question, and I'm so happy that you asked this. The first thing is your team. You said it a little bit ago. Your team. Get that agent, right? Get that Jose Luis, like that. Get that like number one, right?
Oh, now I'm starting to like you, man. Now I'm just kidding.
Now you like me. You didn't like me before, huh?
Oh, of course.
Then even more get Jose Luis, right? So he can also like you, and if Jose Luis likes you, he'll really vouch for you and do his best job for that. So get your team, right? Get your team. Get a great agent. Get a good inspector. Get a contractor, right? So that's kind of like macro. Micro. We're walking a property, right? You can walk it with your inspector. I walked out a million times. It's always awesome to be that annoying person asking them a million questions. The guy's like, let me do my job. Well, I'm paying you, so why don't we talk here, right? But the things you want to look is, right, it's my strategy, what we like to do ourselves and what we train our investors, our students, is when you start, always think about the end goal and bring it back. Don't think about, I want to buy a house. I'm so excited. Think about the end goal. The end goal is, I would suggest 6 months. Don't stay for all over 6 months on your first flips. Why? Even if you make more money, don't, because money is scalable. So I would say, number one, think about a strategy. 6 months. You don't want to do over 6 months, because if you do over 6 months, in my opinion, that would involve permits. That would involve additions. You might want to, change this, change that, move that wall, extend it, transform, change that ADU, convert that garage, right? Whatever that is. And that will involve more errors. So first off is attempt to stay on a remodel between 2 and 3 months. And then think about from escrow buy, remodel, sale and escrow sale. Think about 6 months. That's number one. Number two, like you said, deal breakers, right? Check your, when you walk in, look at the electrical panel, look at, just everything's covered, right? Sometimes they will let you open a little bit of wall, especially as it's getting closer to escrow. So you can always have a contractor, but we never know what's behind. You talked about foundation, super important, right? What if there's some cracks, right? How are the cracks going? Are they going, horizontal, or are they going vertical? Like, those are all important things. If the crack looks that way, it might be easy, but if it goes in a different way, it might be a really big issue. The roofing will cost you between $10,000 and $30,000, depending how big the roof is and how old. So you want to look at that too. You want, I would say, retaining walls, don't even get in that. I would not get you. I would do flat. Don't go hillside. Don't try to reinvent the wheel in the first project. Look at zoning, right? I like to go into you go to the city now. Things have changed a little bit, but you go to the city, you ask a million questions. Who's going to be your inspector? When you are asking for permits, what permits you want to do? I always like to get 1 or 2 permits to get cover. You don't want to do no permits to try to save a little bit of money, and then you have an inspector knocking on the door, right? So you can do a small inspection, and then you can kind of finagle your way, but always with the truth. I'm not saying to lie, not saying that, disclaimer, right? But always be honest and be truthful, but try to always do the, not try, but do the things the right way. There's a million things I can mention more,